It's a romance that started over 100 years ago, and America's love affair with the automobile is still going strong. From sleek sports cars to family sedans, from compacts to SUVs, from pickups to minivans and everything in between. What you drive is as individual as you are. But no matter what kind of car you drive, there's one thing everyone wants when they buy a new or used car.
I want a good deal.
The lowest price.
Yeah, I want a fair deal.
A low price.
I want a really good deal.
And now, welcome to Saving Money on Your Next Car with Bill Boss, President of Blossom Chevrolet.
Everyone wants a good deal, whether buying a new television, a house, an airline ticket, and especially a car. Today, you'll learn how to not only save money on your next car, but also learn how to get more money for your trade-in and make the right decision on financing. The big question, how do you know you are getting a good deal? After today's show, you will have the knowledge necessary to know you are getting a good deal. And as a special bonus, having fun at the same time. Having fun buying a car? Well, saving money is fun, isn't it? So stay with us. Buying a car or a truck is a complex puzzle with many pieces. And depending on how well you prepare yourself to put the pieces together will influence how good a deal you get. It sounds so simple. All I need is a car that will safely transport me to and from work and to the store and to the soccer field. But is it really so simple? Let's face it. We all know that we really want more than just simple transportation. We have to look good, we have to feel good, and we have to be entertained. And very importantly, we want to be safe. The average person buys a new vehicle about every 4 years. With this in mind, it becomes very important for you to educate yourself and learn how to level the playing field before you ever step foot inside a dealership. In other words, once you've decided to buy a new car, take the time to prepare yourself, because you can rest assured the dealer has prepared his sales staff. So stay with us.
Welcome back to Saving Money on Your Next Car with Bill Boss, President of Blossom Chevrolet.
How will you know that you're ready to come face to face with a car salesman? You will know when you can answer these three seemingly simple questions. Number one, what are you going to buy? Number two, how much approximately is your current car or truck really worth? And number three, how are you going to pay for it? And not only how are you going to pay for it, but what's the best financing method for you? Or this might be better said, what financing method will best get you the monthly payment that fits your budget? Once you've decided that it's time to consider making the major purchase of a new or used car or truck, the first question is, what are you going to buy? What vehicle is right for you to meet your needs and will fit your budget?
Where can I find the information on a car or truck that's good for me?
You have so many choices. A lot of people read car magazines featuring reviews and road tests of the newest and hottest offerings from all the manufacturers. Or you can simply stop by our dealership, walk around and take a look at the cars and trucks. Here's a hint. A lot of people stop by on Sunday while we're closed so they can roam around at their leisure. But if you would rather let your fingers do the walking, there's a new tool many people are using. It's called the Internet. Vast amounts of information available at your fingertips and from the comfort of your own home. Here to show you how to let your fingers do the walking is Steve Kramer, Internet Sales Manager at Blossom Chevrolet.
Thanks, Bill. BlossomChevy.com is a great web starting point for all kinds of information on buying and owning a new or used car. At BlossomChevy.com, We've got our complete inventory of new and used cars online with pictures and prices. With a simple mouse click, you can shop our inventory before you visit. And because our website inventory is updated every single day, you can be assured if it's on our website, it's on our lot. It's very easy to find a new or used car or truck on BlossomChevy.com. Just click Search Our Inventory here in the upper left corner of any page on the site. Then enter in the make or model of the vehicle you're looking for. Let's just type in Impala for an example. There you go. Instantly, you'll see all of our Impalas with the price, the mileage, and color. Click on the details and you'll get all the options and a picture of the car. A new feature we recently added on BlossomChevy.com is a link to the website CarsUnder10.com, a site with great used cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs all under $10,000. If you're on a budget and you're looking for a dependable, affordable car or truck, you can find it on CarsUnder10.com. But the thing that really sets BlossomChevy.com apart from any other car dealer website is we give you information that can help you make a car buying decision even if you aren't buying it from us. I'll be back in a couple minutes to explain that.
Thanks, Steve. Help you make a car buying decision even if it's not from us? Well, if there's one thing that we've learned at Blossom Chevrolet over the last 25 years, it's this. When you help a customer, you get more than your fair share of the business. Okay, how often have you asked yourself this question?
Am I better off buying new or used?
This is a great question and sometimes difficult to answer. This buying tip will save you a lot of money and heartache. Once you've made up your mind on what model you want, just do some simple research to determine which is best for you, new or used. Let's say your last 3 purchases have all been new vehicles. You're accustomed to purchasing new vehicles. It's very important that you at least check the used prices of the model you are considering. This will provide insight into how well the new model holds its value. For example, right now at Blossom, we are selling 1-year-old Buick Centuries, fully equipped, for nearly 50% off the original sticker price. While this is a great car to buy used, this is not a model you should consider buying new. But please, find this out in advance, not the next day after you've already made your purchase and paid too much. On the other hand, if you are accustomed to buying used, take time and check out how much it would cost to buy a new one. You never know, with incentives, rebates, and low interest rates, you could be better off buying a new one and enjoying the benefits of a full factory warranty. Chevrolet is currently offering special low-rate financing and large rebates that make buying a new car easier and more affordable than ever. But you won't know unless you do your homework.
How can I compare new and used car prices?
The nice part is you can find most of the information you need from the comfort of your own home. BlossomChevy.com offers many resources to gain this knowledge and start you on the road to saving more money on your next purchase.
Are there any price negotiating tricks of the trade?
Ask yourself this question. Have I properly prepared myself to begin negotiating with the dealer? Have you taken time to prepare yourself? You know the dealer has spent countless hours training his sales staff. You have to level the playing field before you begin negotiating. The only way to level the playing field is through gaining knowledge about what you want to buy and about the vehicle you're about to trade in. Here again is Steve Kramer, Blossom Chevrolet Internet Sales Manager.
An important part of buying a car is becoming educated on what your current vehicle is worth. It helps a lot to be able to walk into a dealership already knowing what your trade is worth. On BlossomChevy.com, we have a link to the NADA Used Car Guide. The NADA Guide is the Bible of used cars and truck prices. On BlossomChevy.com, all you have to do is click here on What's My Trade Worth? Then put in your zip code. Then choose your year, make, model, and style of vehicle. You then enter in your current mileage and check the boxes next to your options. The NADA guide will then give you an appraisal report that lists both your average trade-in price and your average retail price. You can now print this appraisal report and bring it with you to Blossom or to any other dealership you decide to visit. Knowledge is power, and now you have the power to make a deal knowing exactly what your car is worth. BlossomChevy.com is a great resource to help you find the right car or truck for you and your family, to make an informed decision, and to save money. Please visit BlossomChevy.com today. Back to you, Bill.
Thanks, Steve. As you can see, if you take the time to do some simple research, you will enjoy buying your next car and be on the road to saving money. Remember, knowledge is power. Now that you've completed your homework, you are ready to face the dealer. I want you to listen very closely to what I'm about to say, because it might come as a complete surprise. You are in charge. Let me say that again. You are in charge. You call the shots. You should only work with a dealer who is willing to work with you at your pace and who will honestly and completely answer all your questions. At Blossom, we understand that we need to work with you and for you. We know that happy customers come back and buy from us again and again. It sounds so simple. At any dealership, the key is to find a salesperson who is willing to work with you, someone you feel comfortable with. So remember this, shop the sales staff first, then begin shopping for a car.
As a woman, every time I walk into a car dealership, I feel like nobody takes me seriously. Shouldn't a car dealer be interested in selling to everyone?
That is a very good question, and here is a very important tip. If you encounter a salesperson that you find to be pushy and you're not comfortable, simply ask to see the manager. Do not waste your time driving around looking for the right salesperson. You could go to several dealers and find the same problems. Ask to meet the manager. Explain your expectations. Don't be shy, and don't worry about being polite. It's your money and time. Remember, as the customer, you call the shots.
How are salesmen paid?
Most auto salespeople are paid on commission. They don't make any money unless you buy something from them. That's why you are in charge. You have the money. With the information I'm providing today, you'll be able to relax and enjoy the buying process and not worry about how the salesman gets paid.
So what's the difference between what my car is worth and what the dealer is really willing to give me?
What your car is actually worth is called the actual cash value. This is the amount the dealer would be willing to pay to you to purchase the car directly from you, whether you're buying a new car or not. The dealer's paperwork will reflect an amount called the trade allowance. The trade allowance is the actual cash value added to the discounts you receive on the vehicle you're buying. So if the actual cash value of your trade-in is, say, $5,000, and you receive $2,000 in discounts, your trade allowance is the $5,000 plus $2,000, or a total of $7,000. Now, what is most important is the bottom line number. It really doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get to a bottom line price that you like. Now, what I have just shared with you is a simple answer to a very complicated question. This is why it is so important that you work with a dealer and a salesperson who will take the time to fully explain the process, which you will understand much better because you did your homework before going to the dealer.
Welcome back to Saving Money on Your Next Car with Bill Boss, President of Blossom Chevrolet.
How can I get top dollar for my car?
Your old car, or your trade-in as we call it, is an important piece of the puzzle. Here's another very important tip that can add hundreds of dollars of value to your trade-in. While this sounds so simple, You would be amazed at the condition of trade-ins we see every day. Simply take the time to clean your trade-in. Prepare it yourself or spend $100 to have it professionally cleaned. This investment could add hundreds of dollars to its value. You need to think of it as selling your trade-in to the dealer. Present your trade-in in a condition that would make the dealer want to buy it. This is very important. At Blossom, we resell nearly 70% of the cars and trucks that we take in trade. We sell quality, well cared for used cars. So take the time to prepare your trade-in. Now, I'm not recommending investing large sums of money, just a simple cleaning inside and out. Clean out the trunk, make sure the spare tires in the vehicle, vacuum the carpet, and armor all the dash. These few steps will put extra money in your pocket. Let's quickly recap my helpful hints to save time and money and make buying your next vehicle fun and enjoyable. First, use the tools available to best determine the vehicle that is right for you. Do your research. Second, be open to new ideas. Check used values if buying new, and check the manufacturer's incentives on new cars if you are considering buying a used car. Third, select your salesperson yourself, not by the luck of the draw. Fourth, use the resources available to determine the approximate value of your trade-in. Level the playing field. And fifth, don't forget to prepare your trade-in. Make it shine. Sell it to the dealer.
I don't want to buy somebody else's problems when buying a used car.
Neither do we. First, let's take a look at how Blossom makes sure that the used cars we sell are good ones. At Blossom Chevrolet, before any used car ever gets to you, it has to get to us first. At Blossom, we sell well over 1,500 used cars and trucks a year. We want our customers to come back again and again, so we have to make sure we're selling quality used cars and trucks. I've worked in every aspect of the car business. I know what to look for in a used car. You can too. Here's how I do it. I first make sure the environment is right to evaluate the vehicle. If it is raining, you want to make sure you bring the vehicle inside to look it over. Ask the dealer to wipe it down and show you the quality of the paint. If they're not willing to do so, you don't want to buy that vehicle. I like to open the door and smell the inside of the vehicle. Does it smell clean? Next, I look at the condition of the floor mats, the brake pedal, and the general condition of the interior. Does the appearance of the interior match the mileage of the vehicle? You have to trust your gut here a little bit. If a vehicle has 25,000 miles and the interior is heavily worn, I walk away. Next, I look under the hood. Check the condition of the hoses, the battery, and the cleanliness of the engine. Be advised, cleaning the engine is easy. An overly clean engine often spells trouble. I walk around the entire vehicle looking at the condition of the paint while looking for previous damage. While many cars are involved in accidents, minor damage repair is acceptable, but heavy damage should be avoided unless the price is substantially reduced. If the tire tread is acceptable, I like to ensure all of the tires match. Blossom replaces tires if the tire tread is less than 3/32 of an inch. My final step is the test drive. I want to drive the vehicle at all speeds, slow and fast. I try to find bumpy road to see how loose the vehicle might be. I check the braking performance under heavy braking, listening for brake pad squeal. I'll take my hands off the wheel to see if the vehicle tracks straight. While I check to see if the radio works, I keep it off during my test drive to ensure I can hear all sounds the vehicle is making. I like to look in the glove box and the trunk as well to see if the condition matches the mileage and to look for repair bills, etc. These are the basics you can do yourself. All the used cars we sell are subjected to a complete inspection by our trained technicians, including a thorough safety check to ensure the airbags are working properly. Another important step Blossom takes to protect us and our customer is to run a Carfax report on every used car, truck, van, and SUV we sell. What is Carfax? Carfax provides complete vehicle history, virtually eliminating your threat of buying a car that was damaged in a flood, involved in a severe accident repair, or most importantly, odometer fraud. Carfax protects us both. Ask to see the report. No report, no sale. Very simple. Log on to blossomchevy.com and look for the Carfax icon for additional information. Remember, when buying a used car, there is some risk involved. We all know that cars can break down. I recommend that you invest in an extended service contract whenever buying a used car or truck. It's like health insurance for your car.
What is the best way for me to pay for a new car?
The final major piece of the puzzle is deciding how you will pay for your new car. Should you buy it or should you lease it? Let's explore the advantages and disadvantages of leasing. Leasing is simply a method of financing. You can lease new and used vehicles. Leasing terms vary from as short as 12 months to as long as 60 months. I believe a lot of people avoid leasing. It can be very confusing, so it's much easier just to avoid it. Leasing typically allows the purchaser to afford a more expensive car, but you should be very careful and examine your past trading habits before entering into a long-term lease agreement. Leases are typically not meant to be terminated early. This is not to say it can't be done, it is just expensive to do so. How often do you trade? How long have you owned your current vehicle? Leasing is great for the customer who likes to trade every 3 or 4 years and for someone who drives 20,000 miles a year or less. But if you like to buy a car and drive it until the wheels fall off, leasing is not for you. At Blossom Chevrolet, we can provide side-by-side comparisons of leasing versus buying. That way, you select the financing method that's right for you. While each leasing contract varies bank to bank, you should ask questions about what happens if you exceed the allowable miles or if you want to get out of the lease early. Ask these questions before you sign rather than after, when it's too late. Log on to blossomchevy.com for a complete list of important questions to help you decide if leasing is for you. Paying cash is certainly an option, but not likely for most of us. If leasing is not right for you, your other alternative is to explore conventional loan options. You can obtain loans from local banks, credit unions, and the manufacturers like GMAC. Unfortunately, financing is not as simple as it used to be. Back a few years, banks had only one rate for new cars and trucks and an increasing rate for used cars depending on the age of the car. Now, with computer technology, banks can offer rates determined by your credit score or beacon score. Basically, this is your credit rating. Banks utilize the services of large credit reporting agencies. Most credit reporting agencies provide free copies of your credit report. If you log on to blossomchevy.com and click on links, you can find sources for obtaining a copy of your credit report. With loan rates tied to your credit rating, it makes shopping and comparing a little more difficult. Again, remembering that you are in charge, you are free to obtain a loan from wherever you want. You don't have to use the dealer financing, but dealer financing is often the most convenient and cost-effective.
What about the 0% rates that we keep hearing about?
Fortunately, most of the manufacturers these days are offering very low, extremely low loan rates, sometimes as low as 0%. Again, your credit score will determine your eligibility. Now here is an important part of the financing equation that we need to emphasize. While many manufacturers are offering very enticing low rates, financing at these rates may not be your best option.
What can be better than 0%? I mean, isn't that free money?
Oftentimes, these special low rates are offered as an alternative to a manufacturer's rebate. Let's say you could finance your new car at 0%, or you could have a $3,000 rebate. It's either or. You can't have both. The 0% finance rate works best if you intend to pay out the entire term of the loan. Here again, you need to examine your past trading habits to determine how long you expect to drive your new car. If you finance for 60 months, that's 5 years at the low interest rate, but then trade in 2 years, most likely you would have been better off to take the rebate and lower your original purchase price. Once you pay the loan, you no longer benefit from the 0% rate. But if you had taken the rebate in this example, you would have had the benefit of owing $3,000 less 2 years into the loan. Now I know this can be very confusing. This is a good time to ask your salesperson to provide a comparison to help you decide which is your best option. Take the low interest or take the rebate. Cars and trucks are exciting. We're in the business because we like cars. We like being around them. We like driving them. But for us, it's still a business. Our goal is to sell cars. Our salesmen are trained and they are motivated. Selling cars is how they make their living. They do it every day. In other words, they are professionals. On the other hand, the average car shopper comes into a dealership every 3 or 4 years. Naturally, you feel out of control. You're about to make a big decision and you don't want to make a bad one. The salesman has the home court advantage. No wonder you might feel overwhelmed. But if you apply the advice that I've shared with you on today's show, you will save money on your next new car or truck. You will maximize the value of your trade-in. You will better understand your financing options. And as an added bonus, have fun buying your next new or used car. And Blazer, isn't having fun what life is all about? I'm Bill Boss, and I've enjoyed sharing my knowledge of the car business with you today. And I hope to see you in our showroom real soon.
For more information on the topics covered on today's program, check blossomchevy.com. Thank you for joining us today on Saving Money on Your Next Car with Bill Boss, President of Blossom Chevrolet.